It's DrumTalk. You're listening to DrumTalk.
Hi guys, and welcome to Drum Talk Radio. As you can see on the camera there, I was kind of fumbling around a little bit with I started everything. Can you believe that? I started everything and I forgot to bring my mic around. Welcome to Drum Talk Radio. It's the 16th of the 7th of 18, and alongside me, this good-looking bloke with me here. We got Mike Joey. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh,
You didn't have your mic, but you got this mic. So
I know that, but I just my mic's gone all funny, so it's a bit out there. God, we need more stuff going on, mate. So,
yeah,
you been well?
I've been well.
Welcome to.
We've been busy, mate. This is amazing.
Oh, it's getting there, mate. It's getting there, and our listeners out there, as you can see, the background's a little bit different out there. So,
I know Enrico.
Oh,
I know Enrico. Yeah, I know Aaron.
Oh,
How
we
you
got Aaron
doing,
Shembry on,
Andrew? Another drum show. Yeah, that's right, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guitarists.
And guess what, guys? We're also excited that we're back online. It's been Drum Talk was off a couple of weeks, and but the whole music channel was shut down all last week. And as you can see on the cameras, the background's a little bit different. We have changed a few things around here, Mike.
It's looking good. It's nice and cozy in here. Let me
I'm
tell
gonna
you.
fix this mic up properly. You know what? So I can see you and. Oh, the budget's gone, mate. Look at that. Everything's falling apart on me.
No,
Anyway, it's all right. We'll be there.
she's
We're
good.
all- we're
I'll
all
get
good.
in there.
No, you're right. You're there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we kind of moved and we moved things and we renovated and more room in the studio, so which is kind of cool.
And you did it with your hands. You did it all.
Oh, all by myself, mate. I actually built this whole studio, Mike, myself.
See,
I've been told to put my mic up, so. Is that better, guys? I hope so. It better be working.
hello, Mark Robbins. Mark Robbins there from the band Cicada Stone. There he is.
Oh, okay. Actually, let's pay attention here. Who we got? Hello, boys. Enrico. I don't know if you know about
Yeah, I know Enrico well.
Yeah,
He's a pilot.
he's a pilot.
He is.
He's my personal pilot, actually. He gets me. Where was he when I needed him like 10 years ago when we used to go to Majura and all the towns? We could have just flown over.
I could have
driving the hours, But and I hope it's speedy recovery too. He broke his leg in 3 places, mate. I went to visit Enrico. I'm going to put this mic around here somewhere so it's a little bit better. I went to visit Enrico. Last week it was, I think. Yeah, it was last week, and poor guy
Broke his leg.
Crutches, can't walk on it for 6 weeks. Which is kind of good, because if you're going to do something, do it good or don't do it at all.
Yeah, do it properly.
That's what I reckon. So, which is kind of cool. Rory, how are you, buddy? Welcome to the show. I don't know, Rory. I don't know how you were feeling all week with that. Rory listens to the music channel 3 nights a week, mate. He's one of the loyal listeners that we have, and which is kind of great. And also, Rory, I must say thank you so much for the screen. I'm going to switch this heater off. It's a bit warm, isn't it?
Oh, mate, I'm toasting in
Oh,
here.
why don't you
But it's
tell
good.
me,
No, but
mate?
it's good though. Like, it's all right.
We're getting toasted in here.
I don't mind. I don't mind a bit. It's damn cold outside, ladies and gents.
It is, but Rory, thank you so much. Rory donated a screen, as you can see that big thing behind us. And
they can see it.
This thing. Oh yeah, that's it. You're pointing at it. So
it's bigger than it looks.
it is a lot bigger than what it looks, and really appreciate it. But our other hosts on the other shows haven't seen that yet, so
Right.
they cannot complain like I can't see comments and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
which is kind of good. Now I'm dropping
I'll
everything,
get
but
that.
thanks. Oh, look, what a gentleman. It
you
respects us oldies. We can't get down, mate.
Got to look after you. You're not that old. Nah. You're young. You're a spring chicken. Don't worry.
You reckon?
I reckon. You're still playing drums, mate. You're a spring chicken.
I know that, but well, how old do you think I am?
I don't know.
Can I give you a guess?
40s?
Huh?
Late 40s?
Oh, I love you already. Try
What?
the 50s, mate.
Don't look it.
Yeah, I feel it.
Who we got?
Rory goes, that screen is only allowed to be on Drum Talk. Yeah, you know what? You're right,
I agree.
Rory, I must admit, it's a nice screen, and true, honest, true story, Rory. when I picked it up and I brought it home and I set it up, and I'm looked at it and I go, that's better than my TV inside.
Yeah.
It is in my living room. I thought, oh, do I set it up inside? It's such a nice TV. It's bigger than what I've got inside. And I thought, I can't do that to Rory, So I thought he's giving me tips for the studio. So in 3 months' time, I'll probably be inside.
You'll be inside. We'll be doing
Drum
Drum Talk Radio inside on the couch.
Oh, don't laugh. We thought about putting couches in here.
Yeah, I would. I'll definitely do that. A few couches.
Anyone got any couches to donate for the station?
Yeah, bring them down here to Drum Talk Radio. We need your couches.
Yeah. But thanks for coming on, mate. We've spoken about this many times, and I'm glad it's been crazy, but I'm glad you're finally down here. It's fantastic. And thanks for coming in,
mate. I'm absolutely rapt to be here.
Oh no, man, and you're a busy boy. It's great to see. And I've just learned some new stuff about I was going to say Rory, but about Mike tonight, which we'll talk a little bit later about. He sings, plays guitar and drums. Anything else?
Play the spoons.
Spoons.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get him.
He's going to go get him. No. Well, look. The guitar sort of I sort of learnt it in the last year.
Oh, really?
Because when I was a kid, I used to play a little bit, but to songwrite, it was just the only real tool. If you said to me play a C chord, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But my hands just go
where
there.
It goes.
I just go to what sounds right. So
now I must admit, I was learning bass for a little bit. Self-taught, and time factor, man. I just and trying to learn things again. I mean, I've seen Carlo Parisi play the bass now, and I'm like,
he's master of all that young man.
Yeah,
good on the drums, good on the bass.
Smashes it, Christian handstands. He says, "Hey, pals, hey, Christian.
Where's Christian?
Well, oh, he's watching.
Oh, he's there.
He's there, mate. So
howdy.
Kind of cool.
They're all up there. Jeez,
they're all here.
Oh, my mum's watching. Hi, mum.
Hi, mum. Oh, don't do a George Rohotis on me.
What's that?
He goes, look, mum, I'm on TV. I love that. Actually, speaking about George Rohotis, happy birthday to George Rohotis. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday,
from
George.
Music Land. So I hope he's having a good time and enjoying himself.
I wish I had his hair.
Huh?
I wish I had his hair.
Oh, that look, huh? He's got it, hasn't he? Yeah. We're the thinkers, mate. We lose the hair, I guess. But it's kind of cool. Who we got? Claude de Cesare says, "Hey peeps, hello Claude, how are you, mate?"
And
Mr. Paggiatori, hey boys. Just kind of this feels good again, man. I'm feeling like I'm back home again.
You are home, mate, and it's
you know what? It's funny. I kind of missed it. I actually did.
Yeah.
But we had to fix a few things up, and it's good to take a breather sometimes.
Yeah.
Step back and look forward and see what we're going to do. But it's going to be awesome. So, what's been happening with you?
Oh boy, where do I start?
I know. I was gonna say, where do we start? Actually, before we do that, well done to France, the World Cup guys.
Oh yes,
I watched the game last night. So if I start mumbling, because I'm tired, man, I was up all night, and I had to go to work this morning. And well done to France and Croatia. It was a great game. I don't know if you watched the game, but it was 4-2. It was real. I actually thought Croatia would have got in there actually with that, but
did they get an own goal? Was that true? They did an own goal.
You know what? After that own goal, it's when they kind of went there. It was a bit sad and a bit sad, but well done to France. And I know one of our biggest listeners is France on the Muso channel. So
Ole, France.
Ole,
Ole, is it Ole?
No, that's Spanish, isn't it? Ole.
Hola, France.
Bonjour, comment ça va? Bonjour, comment ça va?
Ciao, France.
Went out to France, and I heard they're partying down there, mate. So
that's going to party. Party for a month.
To our French listeners, well done and well deserved. Even though you kicked Australia out of the competition, it's okay. Yeah.
Well, Italy didn't ever make it in, so
can you believe that? World Cup without Italy?
Yeah.
It's just unheard of, So all right, let's start with actually there's a story I want to know about that I heard is it's a funny story apparently.
Okay.
I heard.
All right.
About your Tama Star Classic.
Yes. So my Tama kit, yeah.
The
So
Tama kit. How did that come along, and what happened there?
I always played Tama, like first drum kit growing up, I had a Pearl Export. Everyone had a Pearl Export.
Mm-mm.
And then, no,
Not me.
not you.
No,
What'd you have?
no. My first kit was Maxon.
Right.
Yeah. You know what? I can't play Pearl Exports. I don't like them. For some reason, I just
Probably because they're an export.
no. School band, we used to have a Pearl Export.
Yeah.
In the school band, I just couldn't never. You know, couldn't never put the toms where you wanted them.
Yeah.
And I was a trad player, so for me it was very hard. So I never liked Pearl Exports for that reason, and I'd never played them. I never liked playing them.
That's the deal with Pearl arms, though. That they're a bit bulky, and you get like that's why I like the uniball.
And then you got
mounts.
the big toms too.
Yeah, I mean, 14.
Jesus, you have to play up here. Yeah, I was only 4 foot something at the time, and I think that's where my, yeah, I shouldn't say the word hate, but yeah, but I did well. I think I went from Maxon straight to a Sona, man. So
Mate, that's all right.
that was pretty good.
You took the lift instead of the stairs.
Yeah,
I took the stairs.
I had to. Yeah.
So yeah, the Tama, I played Tama. My first professional kit I
Yeah.
had ordered in from Japan. It was the last of the Japanese
Oh,
kits.
wow.
So yeah, I got that ordered in back in 2001, right? And this beautiful 7-piece kit I had ordered in.
Yep.
A rare finish on it, it was amazing. And then I used that for up to 2015, I believe. It was about 2000. Then I sold it. Silly, but I sold it because I got an endorsement with Crush Drums.
That's right.
Crush
Oh,
USA.
yeah, yes, I remember that.
And I ended up going over to Crush. Now they're a good company, and those are up and coming company. And I was one of the artists on there, help push it. But I ended up sort of having a soft spot because I walked into a big music retailer, and I walked in there and I saw this kit on the floor, and it was beautiful. It was a Tama Star Classic by Binga Birch, and I saw it in this finish, and I'm like, wow, it was just like love at first sight sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I ended up seeing this kit, and kid you not, 2015 got to 2016. Then I put the Crush kit up for sale because I wanted to get a new kit.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Tama, and a friend of mine who used to be a drum tech. He's a drummer as well, but he's a drum tech. He used to tech for the Baby Animals and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Chris Potter's his name. He got in touch with me. He said, I saw you put your kit up. What are you looking for? I said, well, I'd love to go back to Tama. I'm going to go back to Tama or Sonor. They're my two favorites. And he said, I've got a Tama kit at home if you want to have a look. It's just in the studio. I've only used it a couple of times.
Okay.
So he invited me over. And I've walked up to his studio, and he had it covered, and he took the cover off, and the kit that I saw on the floor was there in the flesh.
Oh, right.
I said, I'll take it.
Oh, wow.
So he actually, because it's got a longer kick drum, so it's a 22 by 20, so it's a fair whack longer.
22 by 20?
Yeah, it's a cannon.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you hear
Jeez, that you will hear that.
You know when I'm kicking it.
Oh.
And I basically saw this kit, and I said, yep. So we did it, and we did a deal. And so what I did was I gave him my Crush kit plus a bit of extra cash.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting that kit that was on the floor
Man.
It was unbelievable. It was like meant to be.
I was going to say it was meant to be, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was definitely meant to be. Wow. Geez, I can imagine your eyes when he uncovered it and you're just gone.
It was like Christmas, birthday, Happy Hanukkah. It all come at once. It was unbelievable.
Enrique goes, what about my drum kit, Pino? You like it?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Which one? His new one. He's got about
the
20.
Yeah, he's got about 30. You seen his setup?
Yeah, I helped him set up the mics on it, I think.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Gee, I can't play it the way he plays. I can't. He goes, get it played. I can't play this kit. I just can't play it. It looks good though, Enrico. And at the moment, Enrico, you're not playing it either. So with that broken leg.
Yeah, I know, mate.
Hey,
Come
mate,
on.
it's a good. Hey, Enrico, it's a good time now to sit with a pad, a metronome, and just do technique
See your
work,
rudiments,
mate.
buddy.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's right. Single stroke, double note to paradiddles. Do paradiddle diddles,
Yeah.
and you'll be fine.
And then when you finish practicing that, go back and practice. Oh, there you go. It goes true.
Yeah.
It is. It's a good way to get your hands up and going.
That's
It's
right.
kind of cool. Talking about that, lessons and did you learn off anyone or Yeah. When did you start?
Okay, so from ankle biter, since I was like that, it was always pots and pans and all that
Yeah.
sort of thing. And my lovely mum, like she was the reason I kind of delved into music. And
Right.
I used to love music because she'd play me concerts there. She used to play the Eagles to me.
Oh, really?
We'd always be listening to, Michael Jackson, the Eagles, ABBA, all those kind of awesome bands.
Yeah.
And it kind of got ingrained in me, but I always went to the drums for some reason. Like I'd pick up guitars. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So from a really young age, then my cousin, who was a drummer, he had a drum kit, he had the Pearl Export,
Right.
and he didn't want to play anymore.
Right.
Now he also got asked to play in the Living End, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
And because he knew the boys from Living End. And he goes, "No, I don't want to play in your band." So he ended up right. Yeah. So I scored his drum kit.
So is he on the booze now?
No, he became a hairdresser actually.
Oh, really?
But yeah. But he gave me his drum kit, so I was like, "Cool, I'll have that." I had that Pearl Export, and then from say the age of 10 to 13, I just played in my garage and at home playing. I'm a '90s kid, so grew up with Nirvana and all that. I love the '80s stuff, but I'm a '90s guy at heart. And then lessons only happened later at about 14.
Okay.
But I actually didn't make it into the drum. I didn't make it into the drum group at school. Into the that you got the drum group that plays with the bands.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't make it in. So no, I auditioned and I didn't make it in. I think it was because I had to name.
What school was that?
I don't know if I should mention it, but it was Mazenod College. I actually do work there though.
Oh, okay.
However,
how fun is that?
Yeah, I actually got into the drum group at year 9. So 2 years I tried out and I didn't get in, and then I got in.
Persistence always pays.
It pays off always. And my teacher was David Neville. I don't know if you've heard of David Neville.
David Neville, no.
So yeah, he's a great teacher, and he taught us some pretty. But I didn't last that long with lessons because I was like, I kind of want to go back to rocking out in my garage.
Yeah.
So that was my thing. So I'm a self-taught pretty much drum. I did a few lessons with him.
Yeah.
Cool. I learned how to read. He was really good at teaching how to read the notes on the page.
Yep.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful for that. And he actually comes and buys stuff off me now at the shop that I work at as well. So he gets all his stuff there. But yeah, from there, and it just went into garage bands and that sort of thing. And then got into originals. And then I stopped playing drums for about 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I from the age of 20, it was like 19 to 21.
Okay.
I stopped because I got into another industry. But then I had a big car crash.
Right.
And that I was in a coma. I was gone. I was a goner.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
So
we spoke about that.
Yeah.
A while back. Yeah.
So every single sort of bone on this body and like my pelvis got crushed. Everything got sort of crushed up. So I got to get rebuilt again.
Yeah.
And only after that happened did I get back into playing percussion slowly, and then drums, and then everything was kind of ongoing from there. The rest is history.
In saying that, did you go back to drums after the accident? Is that because you wanted to get your limbs running and working again?
It was a major factor. When I was in the rehab, because I was in the rehab hospital in a wheelchair for like 4 months.
Oh man!
So that wasn't kind of cool. It was kind of like being in prison. So I'd say to Mum, bring my drumsticks in tomorrow. And she's like, "What do you mean, bring your drumsticks in?" And I said, "Yeah, well, bring my drumsticks in." And so she'd bring them in, and I'd just tap on the bed.
Yep.
Because I couldn't use this arm, but I could use my left arm.
Oh, okay.
So if anything, it strengthened up my left arm.
Oh wow!
And then so the slow progression was I ended up playing percussion, Latin percussion with DJs. Because I was standing, I didn't have to use this leg until this got strong enough.
Yeah.
So it was probably about 2007 that I got right back into playing the kit.
That's amazing, man. Well done with that. It wouldn't have been easy, that's for sure.
No, it had come with its trials, but we got there and
you persevered with it.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. And I reckon music is the medicine of everything at the end of the day.
I agree.
You agree?
Oh, I can vouch for it.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. So like who are your influences like in drums? And
look, my number one influence, absolutely. I've got a different influence for your different genres and that sort of thing. I love don't get me wrong, I love the tech drummers. I love the guys that are real tech based because I take my hat off to them.
Yeah.
Like if I had to look at a tech drummer,
Yep.
probably Gavin Harrison. I look at him and I'm just like, wow, that's tech based drumming to a T.
Yeah.
He's not too flashy, but when he does open up, it's just like
He executes it well, doesn't he?
Yeah. So he's probably, in my tech drummers, he's probably there. But look, I love the big hitters. I just love guys that you get them to see them on stage and they put on a show. So like my favorite drummer.
Actually, yeah, I was just about to say,
right.
And I can have Dave Grohl, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Now, I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's a picture of Mike. And
show them.
Actually,
they'll be able to see it.
While you're doing that, I'm going to say hello to Leon Cachos. Says, hey, boys.
Oh, Leon.
From Leon.
He's my little bro.
And Emilio. So, how are you, Leon? Which is kind of cool. You got Peter R. Naylor.
Hello, Mr. Naylor.
It says, hey, brother.
Yeah, that's a pic there. I reckon they've seen it. But,
Yeah, put it up there. Look at that.
I don't know. It's a bit bright.
That's it. That's it. There you go.
There you go. Right,
Oh, man. That is a picture and a half.
Well, that was a picture and a half.
How cool is that dude?
He's the coolest dude I reckon I've met. Like, it's interesting. I've been lucky, and you've been lucky. You've got a wall of fame over there with the people you've met. I've been lucky in my life. I've met quite a few artists.
Met a few people,
So my biggest artist of all, was Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And because Mum took me to his concert when they did the history tour here at the MCG.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, and that was something else.
Sounds like you got a cool mum, man.
Oh, she's
Seriously.
awesome.
Real cool mum.
She is.
Oh,
she's I reckon all mums are cool, but she's definitely cool. And what happened was, like you heard this thing. Oh, Michael Jackson's the biggest person.
Yeah, of course,
But my next in line is Dave Grohl.
Right.
Over anyone, and just
he's cool, mate. He's cool.
It's just one of those things.
I love to meet him.
Well, yeah. I mean, I didn't get his email, but we had a good chat, and it was
that's good.
It was totally random, and it came at a point in my life because I only met him in January when they were out here for tour.
Yeah.
It came at a point in my life as well, and I don't want to get deep.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too deep here, but it was a point in my life where I think it needed to happen.
Yeah.
And it helped push me on to the next sort of thing that I needed to do. So I was really grateful for it. Yeah. And it was just me and him in the laneway. It was pissing down rain.
Wow.
And he just walked out, and I looked up, and he put a cigarette in his mouth because he smokes.
Yeah.
He lit up the cigarette, and I've gone.
I was going to say, did you stutter?
I went, you're Dave Grohl, and he's going, yeah, I am. And that was it. And then I was like, dude, could I come over and have a chat? And he's like, yeah, sure. Went over, had a chat, showed him the drum kit, told him I'll be at the concert. I wished him the best. I just wished him the best for the tour, and said that I'm writing stuff, and he said, just keep going with it. And he goes, I'll see you tomorrow night at the concert.
Yeah.
And he went back up to.
So can you give me a shout out live?
Hey, mate, can I get up and play drums for you? Actually, I was one of those idiots with the sign. I'll get up and play drums for you, mate. Yeah, right here.
And he probably would have done it. Kev Spencer Grohl, he says, you just won me. So,
cheers, bros.
Kev Spencer.
Hey,
Kev.
Kev.
You know Kev Spencer?
I don't.
We had him on the show a couple of weeks ago. Awesome guy, great player.
Oh, he's hold on. He's the guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw. I haven't met you, but how you doing, buddy? Nice to meet you.
Rory reckons you got a great American accent, Mikey.
Cheers.
Cheers.
No, that was bad. That was bad. Oh, Rory, I do a better. I do better Chinese accent, but I want to keep it nice.
Come on, give me a Chinese accent.
Are we allowed to?
Yeah, my show, we have my rules.
Yeah, cool. What you do? You got to the market. You go to the market.
Actually, they do the market thing. Can you do that? I've never heard this. Yeah. Actually, you got me going. But talking drums with an accent.
All right. What you do when you go to the drum shop, that one the pearl drum, they're very good the pearl, but the tama, that one Japanese, very good company, that one, and then he said just don't drop the C word. I won't.
No right? C word here.
There's no C words.
We've spoken about the C word.
We've been.
Oh, you can say the C word in that language. Confusion.
Confusion.
Say.
Yeah. That's it. So yeah,
That's funny, man. That's funny.
well, when I went to Vietnam,
Yeah.
and it's interesting. Because you muck around sometimes doing accents. I do all sorts of accents.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dinky Dave, like I do all that.
Oh, wow.
And when I went to Vietnam, I could actually, when they were speaking English, broken English, I could actually pick up on it better because I mucked around and I was like, I know what you're saying.
Right.
So I guess it helped.
Rory goes, the C word's reserved for the guitar show.
That's right.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Which is kind of cool. Now, another thing I'm curious about.
What are you curious about?
Your custom snare drum.
Yeah.
What's this custom snare drum?
Well, look,
I mean, you could have brought it in and shown
I
us.
got a photo of it.
No, good to me, mate. I just want to play it.
I should have brought it in. So what happened was back in 2001, I was working at Track Nightclub as a stage manager as well. I worked in the cloakroom, but on Thursday nights I worked as a stage manager, and they used to do band nights there. Right. So I went in and I was doing the stage stuff, and this band got up, and there was this guy, he had this 13x7 snare drum, but this, it was 13x7. Yeah. A copper, made out of copper.
Wow.
Right. This thing was you would think it was light.
It would have been heavy.
This thing weighed a ton. The stand that it was on was like heavy duty to the max.
But
he hit this thing, and it was like every hit just took your head off. Right. And I said to him, I said, what is that? Because it didn't have it had a badge on it, but I'd never seen it before. And I was kind of, I was curious as to say, what the hell is that? And he goes, it's made by a man named Lucio Mastropietro.
I was going to say, is it a Mastro?
Yeah, it's a Mastro.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
While you're on that, sorry.
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry to interrupt, guys, because I'm always name dropping as always. Mastro, I know what you're talking about. The snares, they're huge, right? Unbelievable. And funny story about it is, I'm related to Maestro Pietro.
Really?
My cousin Maestro Pietro. It's his uncle.
Wow.
Yeah, and we kind of put two and two together. And I go, man, you related to? And he goes, yeah. I said, well, I'm related to them too. And somewhere around the corner, we're kind of related. But he want to give me an endorsement.
Really?
No, I don't even ask him for that,
mate. He's got.
I don't want to carry those net. They're beautiful. They crack. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
they're great. I think he's up at Springvale.
He's in Mulgrave, and because I live in Wheelers Hill, I didn't realize. So the thing was that night, and I said to the guy, "What's that snare?" And that was in 2001.
Wow.
And let's fast forward to 2000. So I had my accident, all that sort of thing. Let's fast forward to 2010. I went to a dinner dance for my godfather's 50th, right?
Yep.
Now get this. We're at the dinner dance, and the WOG dinner dance is like you sit on, then they got the band on the stage. And I've seen the drum set on the stage, and I've seen this beautiful snare drum. It was a brass snare drum. And I've walked over to the old man that was playing it because he was, his trad grip. And I walked over on the break and I said, hey, mate, I go, what's that snare drum? And he goes, it's mine. And I said, yeah, I know it's yours. But who's it made by? He goes, it's mine. I made it. And I'm like, you made it? And then it clicked and I've gone, you're that guy. And then I was like, mate, I've been trying to find you for years. I just could not remember your name.
Wow.
And then he gave me his card, and that got the ball rolling to make me a snare drum because I went to a studio here in Melbourne. And they had a Tama Terminator. Right. So that was made in the 80s. Yep. And they had this Tama Terminator, which is a cast snare drum. Yeah. And they used to use it on a whole heap of recordings. Anyway, I said, I would like that snare drum. And he said, well, I can't make that snare drum because it's cast. It's a one beat of metal. Yeah, he goes, but I can make one joint. Yeah. And I said, cool, let's do it.
Oh, wow.
So he only took him 2 weeks, right? And he made this beautiful snare drum. And let me tell you, it is, I put it next to the Terminator in the studio, and mine actually was the same tuning, same heads. Mine actually sounded a little bit better.
Wow.
So I was lucky. So
nice.
that was just the
story.
They
definitely are great. Look at these guys, seriously. Damien Bohr says, Mikey, looking good, bro.
Thanks, mate. Damien. Yeah, so Damien's a
George
user as well.
Kachayas is having his own conversation on the station there. So feel free to use our station to have a conversation, George. And he goes, hey, Pino, what's with the shades? They're not shades, man.
They're reading glasses.
They're actually more. Actually, you know what? I should try and change them around. I look like a nerd with these ones.
Do you want me to wear those ones?
You want to wear these?
I'll put them on.
How's that? Is that better? Oh, that's a little bit better. I can't see crap, but anyway. Is that better for you, George? Does that make you happy? Which is kind of cool. Yeah, those snares, mate. But they are heavy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a good. It's 9 kilos.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah. So
nice snares, Dave. Yeah, I really like those.
I just recorded with it.
Oh,
so it's it did every track. I brought.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I brought 3 snares there, and I ended up using that on all of them.
Yeah, but how do you find with those? I'm not going to get too much into it because I know the Mastro snares, like you really got to tune them. They're pretty high end.
Yeah, you got to crank them.
You got to crank them, yeah.
But
I never heard them crank down a bit.
I know, yeah. When you crank it down, what I find with majority of them, if the bottom head is cranked like to
the max,
to the max, if the bottom head's cranked, I can generally do what I want to the top.
Yeah.
Now, you know that snare tuning that they talk about, tied up the top and then loose down the bottom. They say it's the best snare tuning in the world. I know, I've tried it and I have done it. I just feel that live at shows, I don't get the longevity out of the head. And it actually pulls your hoop out of balance.
Yeah, you're right. It would,
and at the rate I'm hit, because I hit pretty hard.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, I've got a present for you actually at the end of the show. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I've watched that video, and I think there's a few of my mates who do that tuning, and it does work.
Yeah.
I just don't know about the longevity, especially on the heads. If you're doing because I mean I do 3 shows a week at the moment.
Yeah.
If I tune the snare to that, I'd be going through heads every week, I reckon.
I can imagine. Mate, it sounds good. What we're going to do is we're going to go to a little bit of a short ad, and then we'll be back with Mike Joey, and we're talking drums and 0412 376 848. Give us a call. You have a chat with me and Mike. It'd be great. Tell them, call us.
Call me. Call us.
DrumTalk, the drummer's headquarters. For all your drumming and percussion needs, DrumTalk is the store for you. Hundreds of drum kits on the floor and percussion gear, including huge range of electronic drums and accessories in the electronics room. Looking for that certain drum book? DrumTalk has extensive book library and DVDs and happy to help you find what you're looking for. Also, DrumTalk has Australia's...
Hi, this is Jojo Mayer, and you're listening to Drum Talk.
Maybe I'll show them the photo of that.
All right, we're back online. How are you guys? Sorry about that. I was pushing clunk. I don't know what I was thinking. We had the DrumTalk ad, and then I put something on top of it and cut it out, which is that Jojo Mayer thing.
I'm going to show them the picture of that snare drum, just because we were talking.
Oh, yeah. Let's show, look. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That is absolutely, just tilt the phone a bit. There you go.
I don't know, it's a bit blurry, but
they get the picture.
There you go. That's it. Pino killed the DrumTalk ad.
Yeah, I did. I killed the DrumTalk ad. Can you believe it, Rory? I'm out of whack at the moment. You know what I was doing? I was doing the drum ad, and I was setting up the ID, and I put it on the same track. Like, anyway,
that's all right.
Welcome back to Drum Talk. With I keep saying Drum Talk Radio, which it's not. It's Drum Talk on the Muso channel, and with Mike Joey. Now, we also actually give us a call, guys. 0412 376 848. Give us a call and ask us some drum questions. It'd be great.
I'll give it. Someone actually asked.
Did they? Where are
Mike? I need you to get my Ludwig sounding good. So,
hey George, I got news for you. It's a Luddy, mate. Ain't gonna happen. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. They sound fantastic. It's actually got a nice Luddy, George.
It's a superphonic, I think.
Yeah. And actually, talking about tuning, while we're on it, you're the man for tuning, man. We've had some discussions about tuning, and you're really anal about when it comes to tuning.
Very. I didn't. You know why?
And it's great.
I got told off years ago. What happened was I was playing in a rock band, and I ended up going to a show. Oh, we got
Oh,
called.
we need headphones.
Cool. All right.
It's George. Hello, Drum Talk.
Hey,
Hey.
Mr. George Kachayas, how are you?
good mate. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Good, good. Hey, we missed ourselves again over the school holidays.
Oh, I know, we did, didn't we?
You should have rang me.
Sorry,
Anyway.
man. I was busy pulling this whole studio apart and putting it back together, actually.
Should have called me,
I,
mate.
I was waiting for you to come in and give me a hand, mate. It took me like five days.
You got my phone number. It's on there.
Oh, okay.
How you going, Mikey?
Good, mate. How are you?
Good, buddy.
You
Hey,
got trouble?
I need you to come over and have a look at my laddie, mate.
I'd love to come over and have a look at your laddie. I'll come over. Yeah, I'd love to. What head are you running on it?
Oh, and Evans.
Evans head. Yep, cool.
Bye-bye,
Yeah.
already
Yeah,
there.
it's just not.
It's just
Leon got me some new wires and that for the bottom,
right.
but it just feels a bit loose. I don't know. It
The
just,
bottom head feels loose, or the wires feel a bit loose.
just when I hit it, it just doesn't sound. I don't want a real crack, but I
Yeah.
want that more 80s type of sound.
Yeah, you want a
know
bit
what I
of
mean?
woof with a little bit of crack.
What size snare
Yeah.
is it, George?
It's my first snare, good snare that I bought back in the early 80s. It's
Yeah,
a
but
Ludwig.
Yeah,
14
I
by
would say-
6.5?
What is it?
It's-
Is it a
it's-
14, 13? What is it?
No, it's a 14 by
Oh, okay.
6.5.
by 6.5. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good working side. Yeah, well, I mean, I'll have a look at it for you. But yeah, I generally, there's a bit of a misconception with bottom heads and that sort of thing. But I generally crank the bottom head. Once we do that, and especially where the snare wires run, we crank those two. Then we can
Yeah.
do whatever we want to the top. But I'll definitely have a look at it for you.
Cool, mate.
I should start a company called Doctor Snare.
Actually,
Well,
know-
there was a guy going. You probably know him, Pino. There was a guy going around. I think he's still going around.
the Drum Doctor.
Yeah, you can call him at a gig and he'll rock up.
Yeah, I think he was called the Drum Doctor, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going back a bit though.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I know. We showing our age, I know.
Christian said, "Get a pearl, George."
Nah, where is he going?
Tell Christian. No, I won't.
Well, you can tell him yourself.
I won't.
He's listening, mate.
Yeah, you can
tell
you
him.
can tell him yourself.
Just be careful on
Fair
radio.
enough.
Yeah,
Get real drums, mate. No, all drums are good, mate.
yeah.
All drums are good.
Yeah, so, all right, I'll let you guys go.
All right, George.
Been up
Thanks
and
so
say
much,
hello.
mate. Appreciate it. And give a g'day to our mate there, Leon. And
Yeah, he said g'day. He's out tonight with Emilio.
or
so-
he's actually watching the show, so he's with Emilio. So
Yeah.
so good on him. And talk to you soon, George.
No worries, boys.
Cheers, Georgie.
See you, boys.
Thanks, buddy.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
George is pretty cool. We've got a question there also. Damien Ball says, Mikey,
it's
what's
a joke. It's a joke.
Oh, is that a joke?
I just read it.
What's the joke?
What snare would you? Because okay, so when I was in I was a teenager, year 7. I was in musicals,
Oh, all right.
and he said, "What snare?" I was in this show called Germs, and I was actually dressed up as a germ, and
Oh, really?
so he said, "What snare would you recommend if you're playing in the pit for the band in Germs the
Oh,
musical?"
right.
A loud one to get rid of my vocals, that's for sure. So something with a lot of crack, I reckon.
Oh, there you go. Roy's going and get Leon to get you an Evans HD.
Yeah, HD Genera Drive. Look, I don't run Evans heads.
No.
I'm a Remo guy, always have been. I have tried Evans, and they're a great company.
Yep.
The snare head that I feel works for Evans is the Genera Drive with the holes in it.
Yep.
Because
I know
you
which
can
one it is.
crank the crack out of it if you want,
Yeah.
and it kind of holds, and they sound good. Like
Yeah.
it's a thicker head. Because I use a Power Stroke 4.
Oh, okay.
because I was in conversations with a drum tech over in the States. He's actually just left here. His name's Cedric Kraut, and he drum techs for the American Idol. He did Bruno Mars for a while, drummer for a while.
Yeah.
Hernandez. I did a few shows over in America with those guys. He's like one of the biggest drum techs over in the States. Anyway, I got in touch with him, and he told me to run the power stroke. I said, what do you suggest on snares? Like, you know, you ask these guys because they're changing 1 billion heads every week.
Yeah.
And he said, try the Power Stroke 4. And I've been using that ever since.
Wow.
And it's a thick head.
Yep.
But boy, it sounds great and it lasts.
Really?
Like they're really, really durable.
Now you mentioned Remo.
Yes.
I'm usually an ambassador guy. I like the Remo ambassadors.
Yes.
First time I'm actually using on this kit is the Remo Emperors.
That. And how do you like them?
They're pretty cool. They're nice actually. I'm surprised.
Yep.
I've always used ambassadors.
Yeah, I see. Generally, you know, using a pretty thick stick and hit pretty hard, I have to go Emperors up. So I run Emperors on the 2 rack toms, 10 and 12, and then 14, 16, I run Power Stroke 4 clear.
Right.
So it's a thicker head with an O-ring. But when you hear that through a PA, it's fat and thuddy, and that's just what tends to work for me. I've tried a lot of different heads over the years, and on floor toms for Remo personally, especially hitting hard, Power Stroke 4 is where it's at.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Look, I'm liking the Emperors, and
they're beautiful heads.
Depends on the kit too. I think a kit, I look at drums, you know, people like, you know, like the shoe fits the foot. Yep. The skin fits the kit, I think. I don't know if you agree with that.
I agree.
Some kits, I mean, like, I used to, with my Premier kit, I used to use the Aquarians.
Yeah.
The Aquarian, what were they? The X. They were the clear ones with the black and white strip around them.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I do remember them.
They were called, anyway, they were something X. They're the only ones that work with my Premier, the Premier Signature kit. It's the only thing I can get a tone out. I tried Evans, I tried Remo. It didn't work, but these Aquarians used to work for the kit. And I used to buy in bulk because they were hard to get. Yeah. And so with that, but then when I changed to the Drumcraft, I understand. Then what was I using then? The Evans. The Evans work for that kit. You know what I mean?
I'm a firm believer of different shell materials, a different head. People can't, like, for me, I can say the Emperors and Power Stroke 4 are the best. That's what works for me on my kit. It's a Babinga birch. So the Emperors work on the high toms because you get this really high cut because they're a heavy tom. It's a heavier timber, the Babinga. It works. If I put a thicker head on the top toms, I'm not going to get the cut that I want especially in the rock stuff, and you know, to get through 2 guitarists on stage or something like that. Yeah. So different materials, a different head will work for different materials. So even metal, like even on snares. Yeah. Some the Power Stroke 4 that I use doesn't work on some snares. Yeah. You know, it only works on certain snares.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I said, you know, the shoe fits the foot, or the foot fits the foot, shoe, whatever. Christian, he said he heard Benny Greb puts cotton balls in his floor toms.
Yeah, that's true.
On the bottom heads.
Right.
Have you ever done this?
Yes. So you can get cotton balls. Christian, you can use the cotton buds, but you can even just get that rock wool, the stuff that you put, it's just like wool that you can sort of pull apart, and you just put a little bit when you take the top head off, just put a little bit and drop it in. Yeah. You can use cotton buds, but it's the same sort of deal. You just drop a bit of this cotton.
We're talking about a little bit.
Just a little bit, like literally.
The size of a cotton bud.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Right. And you just put that in the bottom of the floor tom, only in the floor toms.
I haven't heard of this. Yeah.
And what it takes out all that, like that yucky overtone.
Oh, right. So it actually just.
It dampens it from the inside. So basically, it just helps keep it nice and, like, you know, give you a flatter EQ.
We might have to do that on the floor toms at Musicland because hey, Rory, did you get that? Rory, we're going to put cotton buds in the floor toms on the kit at Musicland. We got it cool.
Dave Buchanan's watching. James Ryan's watching. There's a lot of people watching. It's good.
Also, George has also said a mate of his is using kangaroo hide. Apparently, they're awesome.
On the snare drum,
I got no idea.
I think he's on the snare drum. Yep. And they're quite durable. I believe that the guy from Kentville Drums does it. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Don't quote me on it, but I think he does it. Apparently they go the distance. I haven't used them. I can't say I've used them.
Yeah.
But I have heard that they're okay. I think you have to watch the temperatures because it's a hide.
Yeah,
So
it
hot and
expands,
cold
it
temperatures.
bulks, yes,
It expands and all that. But
I'm-
that's about it.
I'm just laughing at Rory. He goes, you know how I said Music Land? He goes, I'm going to put a sheep in that floor tom.
Yeah, you can put a sheep in the floor, Tom. That'll definitely take out the overtone.
Oh, they're shocking.
Oh.
And I feel sorry for Rory to trying to cure it. Anyway.
Oh, well, we can have a look at the kit.
You're the master of, you know what? We might even get you in in here again, and let's bring some toms.
Yeah, we'll bring some in,
and we'll do like a workshop on tuning.
Yeah, I'd love to do that, and on snare and toms especially. Yeah, we can do that.
What do you reckon, guys? Give us some thumbs ups if you want. We'll do not a masterclass, but like
a tuning class.
A tuning class.
This is the tuning room.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
Now, also, apart from the tuning extraordinaire, and I know you're the wood chopper. I mean, God, and I saw a comment the other day. You're going, you know, if it wasn't for me, Vic, I kept Vic Firth in business.
It's true.
Now, I know you hit hard, but Jesus, really that hard?
I've been lucky in the last. Yeah, I don't know. Look, it's again, I'm majority self-taught, so my technique. I'm a basher. Like, you know, I hear something and I go for it. There's a lot of guys that like your technique. So I do work on technique stuff, but I just tend to hit hard. I just hit hard. I don't hit as hard as some people. I teched for the loudest drummer in the world. And he's up in New South Wales. And he used to play with he's Cole Hatchman. Have you heard of him? Right. So he played with the Screaming Jets at one point as well.
Okay.
Yeah, he's sort of shaved head, and he's absolutely the hardest hitter.
Right.
He's the hardest hitter in the world. He got recorded for the Guinness Book of Records.
Right.
Yeah, he's loud. So he was the kind of guy that he would use to Aquarian triple threat on the heads. Now, get this. I ended up teching for him for a few months, and I got to see how hard he hits. The sticks that he uses are just a bit bigger than a 2B.
I was going to say, it would have to
and
be.
a bit longer.
All right.
So, and they were called thumpers. They're his signature.
All right, thumpers.
Yeah, they're called thumpers. And he's definitely a lot harder hitter than I am. But he'd have triple ply head, and these thick sticks.
So how long does a pair of stick last you? What size stick are you using for starters?
I use the Buddy Rich signature.
Yep.
I did about 12-month.
What size is that?
It's a point 590. So it's like a 5B. It's just a bit smaller than a 5B.
Bit smaller. So between a 5A and a 5B?
It's between a double 5A and a 5B. So it's a bit thicker than a 5A.
Yeah.
But not as thick as a 5B. But it just seems to I've tried a lot of sticks in the last year.
But if you're hitting that hard and you're breaking sticks, why won't you go to a 2B?
Because they just feel good. They feel great. It's like, man, it just feels so good.
I don't know. Have you ever seen Thomas Lang's drumsticks?
Yeah, they're huge. They're not as thick as that.
Yeah, because I've got a pair of Thomas Lang sticks there, and Verge uses the same too, mate. They're like tree trunks.
Yeah.
You know,
those guys, I mean, as I said, they've got amazing technique.
Yeah,
and
I understand
they've
that.
got that sort of thing down packed. So I don't think they're hitting as hard. Thomas, I've seen him play live. He hits hard, but like, yeah.
Hey, he's not right.
He's not from up here, sort of thing.
No.
Yeah, it's probably it's probably.
Oh,
it's
look,
just
mate,
me growing up in the
Firth in the business, mate.
I'll keep Vic Firth
that's the main
going.
thing. Are you sponsored by Vic Firth?
No, I'm only sponsored by.
Hit him up, mate. We're gonna go and hit him up.
Yeah, we should hit him up.
Huh?
I'm only sponsored by Zildjian at the moment.
Yeah.
I kind of like the fact that I can swap. I love Zildjian cymbals. They're good. They sound amazing in the studio as well. Like I used them just the other week in the studio, and they sound great. But yeah, with the Vic Firth, I went through 40 different SKUs of sticks, mind you. It took me a year. It was about a year and nearly a year and just under a year and a half, I tried 40 different SKUs of sticks.
Really?
And I went back to, they just felt right. It was like, that's my girl.
Oh, that's it, mate. If it fits and the glove fits, it's
You
the
should
way.
get to use it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Now, what have we got there? Your Mooney's on line, so which is kind of cool.
All right. Marcel's there. My cousin Daniel's there. G'day. How you doing, buddy?
Okay, Kev Spencer's. I think he's saying Daniel John's lookalike.
Hatchman and Daniel, because he's got the blue eye. He does a bit, but he's just got a shaved head. But yeah, I can see the similarities there, Kev.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. 0412 376 848. Give us a call and say g'day. That'd be fantastic. We're just going to go to talking about Benny Greb. We're going to go to a Benny Greb commercial, actually. And we're going to talk about the AUDW too, which is Benny Greb coming down at the AUDW this year. It's massive, guys. Actually, we're going through the list with the AUDW when we come back. But this, I don't know if you heard this ad. It's a beautiful ad, man. I love this ad. And this is Benny Greb playing drums to this Sonar ad.
It's an incredible journey. First, you focus on yourself. You focus on your gear, on your technique. On the competition. And on perfection. Then you get frustrated. Then humble. And you have doubts. And you let go. It happens for the first time. You feel something's different. It's not your hands, not your plan. You listen. Simply some tap opens and a sheer endless ocean of ideas flows through you. And you play music. Not your ideas, not licks. Just music. And then you get hooked. Addicted to this feeling. You feel deep gratitude and love. And then you lose it again. But there's always the instrument, looking at you as if to say, come on, try again. And I do. Every time.
Man, how cool is that?
Man, that was pretty intense ad.
Pretty intense ad,
That
isn't
just
it?
made me want to just go and
I want to go and practice.
I want to go and throw my drums off the cliff after that. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all. No, it does make you want to. I mean,
is.
this is the thing. This is why these drummers are kind of. I take my hat off to any drummer who can get through practice sessions and still in the world we live in today, it's hard to get in a room with the time, because life's busy.
Oh,
It's hard to sometimes get in a room and practice for 2 hours and that sort of thing. And I don't know if it was the same back in the 80s and 90s. I don't know. I know as a kid growing up, I could, but I know for an adult back then, some guys, it was probably tough, but they still had a bit of time to get in there. These days, life's like ding to ding to ding to ding.
It's tough, mate.
It's hard to get in there.
It's really hard to get in there.
But there's no excuses.
Yeah, it's definitely which is that's actually the Sonar ad for that one with Benny Greb. Now talking about Benny Greb, and I don't know if you guys know, but this is the latest drum scene magazine. Where are we? There you go. That's a better picture. That's just hot off the press kind of last week.
His head's on the back too.
Who?
Look at that. There's a big head of him.
Oh, there's a big head of Benny Greb there.
There you go.
I actually got to speak with Benny up in LA in January, and we're having I was actually, it's a funny story. I was telling Frank about this because Frank wouldn't give me the insight about who was coming because he wasn't going to mention. I'm always hounding him because I always want the exclusive.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we're gonna it's first on the Muso channel, right? So I was trying to get exclusives, but Frank wouldn't give me names yet until they were confirmed. And this is like January. And anyway, I caught up with Benny, and we're having a good chat, and I'm like, hey, how you doing, and all that kind of stuff and that. And then Benny just slipped it out, and he goes, man, I'm coming to Australia in August. So I play the smart. I go, oh, yeah, UDW. Yeah, he goes, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just got the answer.
Yeah, so I got an exclusive. Well, I didn't say anything, right? Which I didn't say anything. I didn't tell anyone. But I caught up with Frank last week, and we're just talking about all the artists and that. And I go, man, I got to confess. I said, I kind of sucked Benny into letting me know that he was coming down. He's like, he kind of laughed. I said, but I didn't announce it though. But
it's
I don't announce things until people tell me
confidential stuff.
But I was kind of rough that I knew beforehand. So yeah, which is when is it? August 25th, 26th.
So that's it would be the Saturday and the Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
you're going to be coming down to that.
Yeah, definitely. If I'm not working, yeah,
if you're
definitely.
not working and all that. It's definitely it's probably the biggest lineup I've seen in 26 years, guys.
Wow,
27 years.
Okay. I heard they're bringing Buddy Rich back for it. I'm joking. Yeah, it's like, hold on.
I wish they did. Yeah. I wish they did. All right, who we got? We got Pete Lockett, Gary France, Lucius Borich. He's a great drummer.
Yeah, he's a great
cool.
drummer. He's
John Famolaro.
He's good too.
Loz Benson.
Don't know that guy.
Female.
Ah.
Loz Benson.
Oh, Loz.
Yeah.
Like Lauren.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Eric Moore, which would be pretty awesome.
Now, Eric, he's
Moore.
great.
My beautiful darling. I say beautiful darling, Vera Figueiredo. Hello, darling. I always call it. She's from Brazil.
Yeah,
she's beautiful. I met a few. I spoke to her a lot, and she's fantastic.
She
beautiful
married?
soul. Yeah, she is. She's coming with her husband. So
Good.
don't get any ideas, all right,
Yeah.
guys. She's just a lovely person. Alex Acuna, which is fantastic. Obviously, Benny Greb showcasing. We've got Mark Collenberg, David Jones. Wow. Stan Bicknell, Daniel Sussinger. Oh, Daniel. Yeah, of course. Have you seen him?
No.
Oh, I saw some clips of he's friggin' believable, Daniel Sussinger.
Okay.
He's cool, man. He's really cool. Alexander Flood coming down, Jake Ryan, and Adrian Portier.
So I do know Adrian.
You know Adrian, yeah?
Yeah, no, Adrian.
Hang on, before we do that, and Andrew Gander. So it's a massive lineup, guys, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so tickets, you could just DrumTalk, mate. Get your tickets early because this show is going to sell out this year. I can see it selling out.
Yeah.
The 25th, 26th of August. Definitely get your tickets. There's workshops, drum expos, competitions. Actually, one of your students is going to the competition.
Yeah, I got
junior
a
competition.
Junior competition. Yeah.
Fantastic. I'll be looking forward to seeing that.
He's a little ripper, that kid.
He's a little ripper.
Yeah, he's good.
Which is kind of cool. So there's a lot going on with that. More details. Actually, if you want flyers and stuff like that, email me. I can actually send them out to you guys, and which is kind of cool. Or the latest Drum Scene magazine. Get it out there. The whole show, everything is in the latest Drum Scene mag. And I gave you a copy of that. Yes, I did.
Yeah, you did.
So, yeah, that's the perks of being on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. And remind me, I'm going to give you a DrumTalk, a DrumTalk beanie, man. So
I'll wear that.
With this cold weather at the moment.
And it's
kinda
gone.
crazy.
I've only started shaving my head again. And it's
now,
it's cold.
also, now you're going into new music and new adventure at the moment. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which is what brought that on? And you obviously now, I didn't know you were a songwriter, and you're writing some songs, and which is awesome. And sorry guys, but he gave me a sneak preview of one of his songs that it's not mixed. So
No.
and man, it was absolutely unbelievable. And you're obviously working on, is it an album?
I'm working on an album now, but that
Right.
I've just finished the EP, which
Yeah,
I'm
right.
going to release at the beginning of next year.
Oh, right.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, but that's what I'm aiming for. So I'm just waiting for it to get mixed, and then there's a bit of stuff to do prior to releasing it. But yeah, it's been a huge transition. And I've always written songs, 'cause
Yeah,
even
okay.
in the bands that I've played drums in, always drumming and doing backing vocals, right? Generally,
So you help co-write.
generally. Or I bring a song to the band and then they go, oh, that's cool. All right, we'll use that. And then, they sprinkle their guitars on it and that sort of thing, which was
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
So I've always written, and then I stopped from 2015 to 2017 probably earlier, 14 to 17.
yeah.
I stopped, and then
Back onto it again.
whatever happens in life, this thing happens and you get
It's
thrown.
It's called a vicious circle, mate.
Yeah. You get thrown up in the air and you land. But one thing that kind of stuck with me was writing again. And I started writing again.
Cool.
And it was small steps at start. And I, it was a lot, there was a lot going on, but yeah, it was songwriting and, obviously picking up the guitar again and going, oh geez, how's this go again?
Right.
But we got into a groove after, it's been a year.
Wow.
And I wrote some, what I think are, pretty powerful songs, but they are to me anyway. They mean a lot to me.
So I'm learning a lot from On the Mic and which is a vocal show and and vocalists, like about songwriting and like the songs that you're writing, obviously stuff that's close to you, personal, or
Absolutely.
and you kind of expressing it out there.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And I think, you probably don't know, but I went away for a while. I went off sort of social media and that sort of thing. I went away. I went to a beach hut. One of my friends said, you can go and stay there. And I went there, I took the guitar, took some food, and I just stayed there for a couple of weeks. And I just wrote, and I wrote songs, and I just wrote whatever came out. And some of it was rubbish. Like because I got a recorder, and some of it was, when I say it's rubbish, like it was just getting back into it. But then when I went back there the next time around, which was like, 3 months later, I had a bit of a process, and then things started making sense. And I started writing. I was like, oh no, it's back. It's coming back like it used to.
Yeah.
And I was really fortunate that I didn't lose that.
Wow.
So yeah, jumped in the other thing was like, with the studio, I was going to just record it. I got some great mates that have studios and that sort of thing. And they're all amazing, talented people.
Yeah.
But the universe just sort of pulled me in a way, and I ended up kind of going, okay, maybe I've got to keep this separate to, my mates and all that sort of thing. So I ended up.
That's your thing,
Yeah.
That's your thing. A lot of people got their own little.
So I ended up getting in touch. It was weird. Like a picture came up, I'm like, oh, this studio. And I was just researching, and this studio called Color Sound Studios, and they're in Altona.
Altona, yeah.
And that's Matthew Robbins.
Okay.
And his brother Mark, who's I think was watching. And
okay, cool.
And let me tell you, they're in a great band called Cicada Stone, and they understand that because I've got a kind of 90s vibe to my songs. It's got that kind of Soundgarden-y kind of 90s big guitar.
There you go. You have too. Yeah.
It's got that kind of vibe.
Yep, it does.
Because that's what I grew up with, and Nirvana and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up with that and the Fooey's, and
So I grew up with Nana Muscuri. It's okay.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
So I ended up going to the studio, and I tell you that Matt and I connected as a producer. We connected.
Yep.
And it was just, I brought him the songs, and he automatically goes, "We're going to do this, and it just, I didn't even have to say I want to do that. He just knew where it needs to go.
And that's good when you click with a producer, or and you're on the right channel and the right wavelength, as I heard.
Yeah.
Makes life easy, doesn't it?
And
when they understand and get you.
Yeah, and that was the main thing, and that was all. And look, as I said, I'm not the greatest guitarist in the world, but I pushed myself, and I ended up playing some acoustic on there.
It sounded fantastic.
And it was just like, I just, cool. I know I wrote it like that, and it just came down to other songs. Are they good? Is it a good song? And that's all that I was concerned with. Is it a good song? And I'm fortunate, he believed that they were. And like he said, I said, like, I'm doing this. I'm not doing this to sell billion.
Man, you don't have to pay a singer. You don't have to pay a guitarist. You don't have to pay for a drummer.
Well, that's it.
You don't need a drum tech to tune it up because you got the best sound. So you got.
Well, he played bass on it because he plays bass. So
it
was just like it was great, and it was a really good experience.
That'd be awesome, man.
I slept at the studio as well.
Sorry,
I slept
At the studio.
I slept literally next to my drums.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did it for a week.
That's called living the dream.
Yeah, so I did it because I needed to embody it and just.
Good on you, man.
But yeah, look, I'm going to release the stuff next year. It's a mixture of
Make
stuff.
sure you hit us up on the station, man, when it's all coming out.
Oh yeah, you'll be getting a copy of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, and definitely talk about it, which is kind of cool. That's great. And listen, guys, look out for it because before you know it, next year's here and it's already out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, how time go. Now you're also playing with, and man, she's a bombshell. Man, she's gorgeous. I'm gonna say it, but I'm a happily married man, so don't get it wrong, guys. But Chloe Maggs.
Yeah, absolutely. Chloe's
Wow.
So Chloe, I've been playing percussion for her for probably the last 4 years, nearly 4.5, 5 years. But I'd say 5 years actually. Playing percussion, and she got picked up by a manager over in the UK.
Yep.
And she ended up.
Well, she's like now at the moment. She's number one on the King of Pins.
Yeah, King of. Yeah, she got number one on the dance chart.
The
King of
dance
Pins,
charts. That's
over in the States.
Is that in the States?
That's in America. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
huge.
she released a song called "Bring It Back," which was a cover, and then she's re-released it and it's gone to number one. But she's got some cool stuff and she's got a great voice. Like she gets up on stage without warming up and then she belts out these.
She's not a Delta, thank Christ.
She just gets up on stage and just. I'm like, have you warmed up? Because I'm all about, even before I did my vocals and that, I warmed up because I'm not a.
Are you one of those?
Oh yeah, I've got to get this thing going. But I'm not doing it every day. So she gets up on stage. But look, she's a really talented girl, good-looking girl as well. But she, you look at her Instagram, you're like, would she be stuck up? But she's actually really down to earth.
That's great.
She grew up in Nari.
She's definitely got. I mean, I know the look and that, but she's definitely got the look. And unfortunately, that's what they look for. And if she's got great personality and she can sing, well.
No, she's actually pretty cool. She's a pretty down to earth girl.
Awesome.
I spent a lot of time with her. Stuck by her. She went through some pretty rough times a few years ago.
Yep.
And stuck by her as a mate more than anything on that level. And
cool.
Yeah, she was cool.
And now you're talking about with Chloe now, like you're thinking about doing this electronic acoustic kind of scenario.
Yeah.
So you're experimenting.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm doing a mixture of like live percussion with the electronics thing. So I got Roland. I use a few Roland products to sort of add the electronic vibe live. But when it comes to, because when she comes back here, we're going to do a run of shows.
Yeah.
I'm looking at, I'm going to have to probably put, when she has the band on stage, we're going to.
You say Roland products, we're talking about like electronic kits or like an SPDS?
Yeah, kind of like SPDS. I use the Roland Octopad.
Oh, you use the Octopad?
Yeah, I like the Octopad. Do you know why I like it? It's user friendly. I found that it's user friendly for me. Because I'm a bit of a.
Is the Octopad a sampler though?
What's that?
Is the Octopad a sampler?
I
don't think it is.
It doesn't sample.
That's the black one, isn't it? Is it a black one?
The black one's a sampler. The SPDX is the sampler.
Yeah, the sampler.
But the Octopad's the white one with the 8 pads.
Ah, sorry, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. So I use that. But what I'm trying to sort of work out, and it's all dependent on what she wants, because at the moment she just has, it's all tracked basically. When she's just up her singing at festivals and stuff like that. When it's a live band, I'm going to incorporate the sounds that are on her song into the electronic drum kit. So I'll either go Roland or DW have just brought out a new electronic kit. So it's like the Roland TD50.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah. So I've been looking at that, and we'll see what happens and obviously what she feels. But in the meantime, for whatever gigs that we do, we just run the percussion setup.
Yeah.
We've got timbales and the electronic pads on the side.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a work in progress,
cool.
Just to see what she wants and what's going to work.
That'd be great. And that's what it is. It's all trial and error, isn't it?
Yeah.
Try this, try that, make sure gets all happening, isn't it?
We've got another question.
I was going to say, Rory's asked, are you still playing with Adam 12?
Yeah, still playing with the boys in Adam 12. So that gig came up last. So I've been playing with them since January this year. So last year I was playing with I was doing a lot of fill-ins. Like I was playing with about 8 different
No,
Like, I didn't know where I was at.
wonder I was home
I had
practicing.
Chloe. I had
No,
other.
no wonder I was home practicing all by myself. No gigs between you, Christian, and anyone else, man. I'm joking, mate.
No,
It's
we-
fantastic, mate. It's great. I'm glad.
So I was doing quite a bit, and I just got to a point where I was like, all right, I think I just need to simplify life down a little bit.
Yep.
After the year that I sort of had, and what happened was I actually didn't, because I wasn't online, so I actually got I ended up getting a phone, about 4 text messages in one day.
Yeah.
Hey, you should go and audition for this. You should go and audition for this. And I'm like, oh, I hate going to auditions. It's like, man.
Actually, can I let you in a secret?
Yeah.
I applied for that audition too.
You
I
did?
I didn't even get a reply back.
Really?
Yeah, it's true. Adam 12. Yeah. Actually,
Well, I'm going to bring that up with the gentleman, I think.
Tell him, nah, it's all good. I'm glad someone I know has got the gig. So I didn't know. Actually, I didn't even know who got the gig. So, but you know, if you're going to put auditions, just reply back and say, no, thank you. Love you for the work. That's all.
It's that's important.
It is important.
I
Anyway,
ended
it's all
up
good.
just yes, I got text messages, and
Yeah.
I ended up as I said, I just sent a
Yeah.
text because someone sent the number of the guy running the auditions, and I said, hey mate, I'm
I heard it's a really cool band, though. Really cool.
yeah, they're good. A lot. I'm singing a lot, which has
Oh,
been
which is
good for
good.
my stuff because I'm singing like all the AC/DC
Well, I can't sing
stuff.
anyway, so there was my chances of that gig. So,
Oh, I think maybe that could have been. Did you right? Because I think they said this drummer needs to sing in the.
no,
No?
I wouldn't have applied.
Ah, right.
Doesn't matter. It's all good.
It's all right, man. Well, if it's any
So-
consolation, I love you.
Oh, I love everyone, mate, which is kind of cool. That's great. So that's keeping you busy, obviously.
Yeah,
'Cause
we're
that-
doing 3 to 4 a
3,
week at the
4 a
moment.
week, aren't
yeah,
you?
at the moment.
Oh,
yeah,
man. Fantastic.
it's
great.
good. We're doing what are we doing? A Groove Bar at Crown on a Thursday night. We're going to residency
Are you
there.
residency there?
Yeah, and then we're
I'm
doing
going to try and come down and check you guys out.
Friday night. I mean Geelong at Lammy's. That's a ripper little gig.
Yeah.
And then we're doing Saturday nights on Chapel Street at the what's it called there? The Irish pub on
Oh,
Chapel
mate,
Street.
I'm
Bridie
at
O'Reilly's.
Oh, Brody O'Reilly's. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm at a with all that stuff. No, Rory, Pino loves singing. No, I don't love singing. Though I've started now doing BVs.
You do, mate. I'm telling you, if
Yeah.
you can sing and do BVs, that's all I did
I'm
for
doing
years.
BVs at the moment.
Yeah.
With the duo that I work with, and he pushes me. And actually, funny story. We did a gig a couple of weeks ago, and you know, I can't remember what song we're playing, and I was doing BVs.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Take it away, Peter," and he walks away from the mic. And I started singing
Yeah, right.
because I shit myself on my own. I'm scared, you know.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Take it away, Peter," and it was like a verse. And I'm playing and I'm singing this verse. I thought, oh, what the hell? Who cares, you know?
Yeah.
And he's laughing. He goes, "It's the only way you're going to learn. I'm going to throw you down the deep
You got to
end."
get in the deep end.
And I go, "Mate, you do that again. I'm going to belt you."
Do you know what though? You've
So-
got the perfect setup in here
So-
to do vocals and drum.
Oh man, I can't even do it. Yeah, look, you know, it's all practice, as you know. I don't.
I play Back in Black by AC/DC
Yeah.
and drum, and the accents in, you know, it goes dun 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 dun, but that happens in the middle of a vocal too.
Yeah. How do you find that?
Well, it's a
It's a tough
freaking
one.
it's a tough one, and he's not singing low like this, like you know,
Yeah.
it's up
It's
there.
up there.
I think he's hitting a high C probably
I
or something
wouldn't know.
like it's ridiculous. But yeah, definitely need to have my my Wheaties before I do that set.
Hey, Rory, no, it wasn't Jesse's Girl either. God, it was a Neil Diamond song.
Sweet Caroline.
No, it wasn't Sweet Caroline, something else.
Um,
Anyway, whatever it was. Thank Christ there was none of my friends there to witness it. That's all I got to say. So which is good. Now, you're teaching. I mean, God, time flies already is when we having fun.
here we are.
Now you're teaching too. You teach.
Yeah, I teach 1 day a week.
Yep.
Up at Doreen Primary, and I've kept it.
You do primary school.
Yeah, it's like it's become School of Rock. It really has because I
Wow.
teach drums, right? And I've got like a day of pretty much a full day teaching drums. I only teach there because I was doing a few other things,
Yeah.
other schools. But
Oh, I'm gonna get all comfortable here, mate.
yeah,
Oh, this is nice.
This is the
Oh,
life.
man, so tell us.
yeah,
I like this new setup.
it's good. But I also run the rock bands there, and
Good on
that's
you, man.
that's cool. That's really because you get to see kids go from, and as I said, I'm no virtuoso drummer, guitarist. I'm not, but when I give them, okay, we're going to rock this part out like this, it becomes like School of Rock. Like literally,
Yeah,
I have to
yeah.
become larger than life. And they're
You do the old Jack Black, mate.
pretty much, it's become like that.
Wow.
And I love it. I actually really enjoy it. And I just do the one school
Yeah.
because it's manageable and it's
It's
just
good.
cool.
Well, what I'm interested is, I mean, I know you teach primary. I think Christian Nativa does primary schools.
Yeah, he does primary. Yeah, he's a great teacher.
Yeah. How do you guys do it? I seriously, because I panic. I mean, I was offered primary school many years ago, and I've always said no because I've always been afraid of it. My youngest in this studio I had was 6 years old, and I kid you not, guys, I was terrified. And you know what?
You thought he was going to jump up and start grabbing stuff?
No. I wasn't terrified of that. It's me communicating
okay.
with that student, and don't get me wrong. I was getting an anxiety. I've been teaching for 34 years, right? I was getting anxiety, and I basically said, no more. Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah,
give it to somebody who can handle it. Yeah. You know, and by the way, Christian's only high school now, mate. So he doesn't do primary schools anymore.
Cool. I didn't realize
yeah.
that. Oh, right. Yeah. So he's upgraded. Private students, primary,
Private
teach
students.
5-year-olds, very difficult. Yeah. So what I found is with the younger ones, I don't teach. I've made a thing that I don't teach past grade. I don't teach anyone before grade 2. So no preps and no ones.
Wow, that's even an achievement, man.
That's because there's only thing I think at that age, for them to retain the sort of notes on a page or anything like that, you have to go at it at a different angle, and it takes a lot of energy. And you got to do it for 8 hours a day. You need about 3 liters of coffee.
No, I couldn't handle it.
So, but I love them. And I get the little ones coming, when can I play drums, Mr. S? And I'm just like, next year. So, you know, they come in, but like, it's more, you just got to kind of adapt. I teach a grade 2, and it just, everything's really going to be really kind of like, okay, this is what everything has to be animated, because when they see that, they kind of, they get it like that. If you go, you know, this paradiddle needs to be done with that quarter note, and you need to do a 16th there.
And then they start crying.
They just go like, they freak out.
Yeah.
So you just have to be large. The key is, I think, with the younger ones, you just got to just be like a bit of a clown, which I can do quite easily.
No, I'm terrified of them. Seriously, give me, you know, anyway. Yeah, I'm terrified of it.
Oh, it's all right. You got the older ones in there. Yeah, you know,
I like teaching.
You're prepping them for the real world.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you're prepping them for the real world too, which is kind of cool. 0412 376.
Give us a call.
848. Hang on, I'm just reading this comment here. Primary school kid.
Primary school, yeah.
Christian, I'm not going to say what you said. So.
Rory said primary school kids would have a better work ethic than high school kids. I would tend to believe. It's actually interesting, right? I had some grade 6s the last term, and they dropped out because they just didn't want to do the work. They just, I mean, and my lessons they're not massive theory intensive. Right. There's that much theory and then that much practical, because I want them to get behind the kit and hands on.
Yeah, good on you. But
the thing is, you know, I have. It's interesting he brings that point up, because it becomes harder for the, like, you know, grade 6s, year 7s, and they start getting an attitude as well, like hormones flying around. You just, you don't know what
year
you're
9, don't even go there, mate. Year 9, it's a killer.
Yeah.
No, it's great, man, and good on you. You know, it's totally a different field, I think, and you know, we could talk all night about teaching and stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, like, I get scared. Yeah. Give me a guy who's from the College of the Arts or Box Hill TAFE, you know, been doing intensive, and he wants to do intensive. I got no problems. Yeah. But give me a 6-year-old, I'm running out the door. Yeah, it's crazy. It's what we're built for, I guess. Yeah. And and you're obviously really, really good with that, which is great, which is good. Yeah. Because if they relied on me, it wouldn't happen. It's easy as that. Now, what's for the future for Mike Joey? What are we planning? What do you want to get? Well, you know, All right, you're working on an album.
Yeah, so I'm working on my main priority is pretty much working on my original stuff.
Yeah.
Singing and drumming on it. When I release the songs next year, if a round of shows comes up, it just depends. If I release the songs and everyone loves it, then cool. There might be opportunity to put a band together. But I'm gonna cross that bridge if I get to it. Which, if I ever do get to it, because it might just be a recording studio thing.
Yeah.
The other thing is that I would probably do a run of acoustic shows. So
Right.
I've got some pretty amazing guys on the guitar. Each side I get two guitarists who can help
Yeah.
with backing vocals.
Yeah.
Do a run of acoustic shows.
Yep.
Just open supports.
Yeah.
Which I've already had a few.
What was that? Sorry, I'm sorry to cut you there, but
Yeah.
because time's almost running out. But that duo I saw you up. Where were we?
Oh, that was with Pep.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Pep.
yeah, Pep. Yeah, Pep.
Where were we?
He's in Rome right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Don't say that. But funny story. I was doing a gig with Steve Eels, and you were doing a gig with Pep.
Yeah.
It was some charity thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
The Fire Brigade charity.
Fire
or
Brigade
something.
charity
That's
up
right.
in Nidri. No, not
Nidri.
Nidri. No, sorry, not Nidri.
Up in the country there.
Yeah, what's it called?
I can't remember. Anyway, somewhere up there,
somewhere in the country.
past
Before Shepparton.
Before Shepparton,
Nagambi.
Nagambi.
That's it.
That's the one. And I rock up and we sort of like see this thing out this pub, and I thought, oh yeah, I hear this band playing, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'll bring my gear in, and who do I see on the drums is Mr. Mikey here on the drums, and I'm like, oh, how cool is that? And actually, you saved me because it was a wooden floor, the stage, and if I'm not mistaken, it was raining that day.
It was
too.
raining.
It was
It
raining.
had been raining as well.
Been raining, and I realized I forgot my carpet, my mat, and I'm like, oh no, and they didn't have anything.
Yeah.
And Mikey was nice, and they go, mate, I'll leave you my mat, so you saved me on that one. It was kind of cool.
And you were so nice as to give me a pair of your signature sticks.
It was a thank you, man. You got me out of the jam there because you couldn't put a kid on that floor.
No, it would have slid off.
It slid off like
Yeah,
crazy.
kick drum would have just gone flying into the
See
crowd.
you later.
Take out the kids at the front.
That's
It was
right.
all over.
So it was kind of cool. But and I love seeing that. I love seeing, when you go somewhere and there's a mate of yours who's playing and it's all good,
Yeah.
good vibe.
No, and
it's
that's it.
great.
This is the biggest thing, Pino. I think, in our music industry, our music scene, even here in Melbourne, but in Australia, it's small, right? It is actually small.
Yeah.
It's tight knit, and you fart the wrong way and everyone just goes, I think everyone needs to get together, mate. I think if we can start, and this is what my aim will be, are you asking what's for the future?
Yeah.
When I do I want like what they created in Seattle, like what they created in the 80s. They created a movement, all the bands stuck together. And it doesn't matter who gets to whatever. Don't worry about all that shit.
Yeah.
All you need to worry about is you guys all stick together, help each other out.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you find in the scene everyone gets a bit ratty if someone just. I've noticed it and I've seen it.
Oh, mate, the politics and
All that stuff. You
it's
throw
like-
that out. You all work together. It
And
doesn't matter
play
if you're
music.
playing jazz or I'm playing rock. Let's just all move like this,
Yeah.
and you can create something. And I firmly believe that.
And you know what? My biggest pet hate in this industry, I've always hated it, which is I've never done it to anyone, but it's been done to me many times. But the undercutting and stuff and trying to pinch his gig and do his gig, I'm like, really just play and enjoy it.
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
it's
stealing
good.
someone's gig, they call it stealing someone's gig, but I just
Oh,
think,
is that what they call it now?
I don't know if
Okay.
whatever it is, but what I find is, Pino, if people, you just got to think, would you like that done to yourself?
No, that's been my motto. I always treat musicians or people generally as I treat people as I would like to be treated. It's easy as that. Never look down at people or looked up at people. I've looked up at a few people, but
It's okay to look up at them, but as long as when they are
That's all
looking
right. When I
down,
look
they're
up
like,
at
it's
'em-
all good, mate. You're
Yeah, I
cool.
know, but when I look up, I go, be nice because you're gonna be looking down and I'll be looking. You'll be looking up.
There's a famous saying: "Be nice to the people on the way up."
because you'll see
because
them
you'll see 'em on the way down.
on the way down. It's so
Rory's got a
true.
question just there. He said, "Have you?"
Are you going to play one of your new songs? No, he's not going to play one of his new songs.
Not now, but you'll
got a great-
hear it next year.
Rory reckons you've got a great work ethic, Mike, which you have. Yeah, which is fantastic.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it.
Which
Yeah,
is
look, we
quite
just got to
cool.
get in there and do it, mate. It's It's just important to just, you know, stay level-headed. It's a small industry here. We're not playing stadiums. Some of us may have. I actually, you know, I played it with Chloe. We did the halftime entertainment at the Hisense Arena last year.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
So that was cool.
Yeah, that was
But
cool.
you know, it was over in 5 minutes.
Doesn't matter.
So it's like, you know, you just got to keep working and just keep at it. I've got something for you.
Hang on, before you do that, Rory said, because you mentioned that I gave you a pair of my sticks.
Yeah.
As Mike would have broken them in the first song.
I actually used them.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I used
Did you break them
them.
in the first song?
I got through.
I'll be honest.
No, not the first song.
Second song.
No, it was because it was a light hitting gig. So I actually I wasn't allowed to hit hard at this gig because it was a small
okay.
room.
Right.
Yeah, I do play to the room. I don't want everyone
okay.
to think I just well, I do bloody hit hard, but I do play to the room as well. If I've got a PA behind me and loud guitars on stage, I'm gonna hit. You're gonna know I'm there.
Exactly. That's it.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm not a jazz guy, man. I'm not a gospel guy. I hit direct and just
I mean, I've seen you play many times.
just got to do that.
And you know what? You play to the music and you play what's required, and that's what makes you popular and very good. So
Yeah.
okay.
I know we got to go, but there's one thing. That drummer who we were talking about that's playing tonight at Tennis Centre.
Mr. Mark Schulman.
Right. I do remember.
With a C.
Yeah, Mark Schulman with a C.
Yeah.
I watched the clinic. He's here and he played at Revolver a few years back, and there was a lot of really, really good well-known Melbourne drummers in the room.
Right.
And he walked in and he goes, "Now I know there's some guys in here who can run rings around me on the drums, but I'm playing with Pink, and I'm playing with Billy Idol, and I'm playing with Cher, and I'm playing with Foreigner." And then we were like, okay. So it was just like, it doesn't matter how many chops you've got. In my eyes, I believe it's about your execution, really.
I agree.
And just your work ethic.
Yeah,
And just
it is.
have a good work ethic. Be fun to be around.
He's got a good work ethic.
Yeah.
You know, and what he does too. And I like his stories too. Like he got kicked out of many auditions, you know?
Yep.
And he had crap timing and he talks about it. And he went home and practiced and got it and kept at it.
Well, he told me to
persistence
use metronome. So I use a metronome live where I can, unless it's a free form thing.
Yeah,
I use it because it just, at the end of a set, you're pretty knackered. So the metronome just helps you just, oh, cool, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I agree too. It's kind of cool.
So I've got this for you. And
I haven't seen this, so I don't even know.
I'm going to.
You've been hiding this all over the place. So.
I have. I hit it right on the way in, but that's for you. It's just
how cool is that?
Dear Pino, thanks for the love, Mike Joey. But
awesome. That's cool, man. I'm gonna pin that up in here.
And it's also got my DNA on it, Pino.
I was gonna say, look at that.
Yeah, it's got my
got blood on it.
Blood on it. So it's a true issue Mike Joey drum head with my blood on it. I don't know if it'd be.
What happened then, though? Did you split your finger?
Yeah, like it's actually. This is from. I changed the head a few weeks ago, but yeah, I split my finger on the edge of the.
Look at that skin, man! You really beat the crap out of them, don't you?
Yeah, well, you can look at the underneath of it.
I'm
Actually,
actually going to pin that up on the wall, man.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
That's for you,
awesome.
and that's just for. That's my thanks for having me on the show.
It's always a pleasure, mate. It's always been a pleasure. So, and we've been speaking about this for a long time, so it's just kind of cool. Oh, that's awesome, man.
No, you're very welcome.
You know, you're gonna laugh.
Yeah, I love laughing.
You're gonna laugh. That's probably my first drum head that I've got for me signed.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
I don't do a drum head thing.
Boys, what are you doing?
I know. What's going on? Look at that. I get a drum head.
Let's get look.
Actually, you know, Roy was pretty cool, man. He brought me a slab of beer.
Hey, drum head, beer. I'll go the beer.
Thank you so much.
No, you're very welcome.
It's a pleasure, mate. And I'll definitely pin that up in the room. I'm going to put it behind the guitar show.
Awesome.
No, I'm not.
Drum
head. You know,
hey,
there's always a thing about the guitar show.
Without guitarists, mate, without drummers, the guitarists ain't got much.
I love that. Anyway, guys, once again, thank you, Rory. I keep going Rory because I see his name up there.
Well, he's part of the show.
He is part of the family, mate. But Mike, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
No, you're welcome,
And
mate.
you're well. I did a fist punch, but I really appreciate it. Welcome anytime on the show, man. Need to plug things and come in. And if you're free, Pino, I'm free. Let's have a chat. let's do that tuning thing.
Yeah, we'll do that tuning video.
reckon
I'll
We'll
get in
do
here.
we'll do a live tuning session.
It'll be very controversial to some people, but I can
Very
assure you that
controversial.
it'll work.
Cool. Also, tomorrow night, guys, thank you for everybody who's been emailing me. They thought I was sick and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, no, I noticed the background, it's all different. We rearranged everything, so everything's working perfectly, which is great. Tomorrow night we got On the Mic, and I gotta put this up. I can't put my head up. Seriously, I'm getting bad, Mike, I tell you. We've got Lila De Grazia tomorrow night with Monica Arena talking speech pathology and vocal health on the mic tomorrow night. So
Wow.
it's actually a great show. And Lila, she's going to be singing live and one of her original things. And believe me, Monica Arena, if you don't know Monica Arena, she's actually a speech pathology, but she talks about singing, and you'd be interested about.
Actually, I do. I will definitely
Yeah.
watch it.
Yeah, she talks about the words pronouncing and singing and your movements. Quite interesting stuff. So that's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on the mic, guys,
Okay.
live here at the Muso channel. And then Wednesday night we got at 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock we got Can Do Radio, hosted by Andrew Hewitt, that comes from Sydney.
Yep.
And which is Can Do Radio, which is a great show, and great. We support that a lot. And then at 8 o'clock we got Guitar Talk hosted by Will Music, and we got Dom Italiano coming in playing.
I know Dom.
You know Dom?
Yeah, I know Dom.
Oh, cool.
It's great.
Dom's coming in here live playing on Wednesday night. So it's all happening again back on the Muso channel. I'm glad to be back, and and it was great to have Mikey back on the first show, back
Thanks,
on the
yeah.
break. And thank you guys too for listening in and all that, and really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next Monday for Drum Talk. What have I got installed? Nothing yet. So we'll get there. I'm busy fixing everyone else's shows, man. That's what it is. So, but anyway, guys, once again, thank you for tuning in, and I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys soon.
Peace, guys.
Take
Cheers
care.
for tuning in.
It's DrumTalk. You're listening to DrumTalk.